Welcome everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator. Now I'll get the pleasantries out of the way. Those that are doing me super thanks, those that are buying me a coffee, thank you very much, and those that are doing me hypers, it all helps to promote this channel going to other people, the algorithm and all like that. But you've probably seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, yeah, and we're talking about the Hanford Green paints, which I've spoke about this numerous times over the last couple of years since I came across Hanford Green. Now if you don't know about Hanford Green, they're a little manufacturer of paint down in I'm going to say Bicester, down in Bicester. I've been around the factory and there's a bit of a factory tour in that corner there if you want to have a look at that. Now I will probably say it's probably one of the best paints I've tried that I've never even heard of, and I will say to you that it's also the same sort of thing. You've probably never even heard of them, but worth a try. They do a range of paints. They specialise in exterior and they also specialise in interior. These are proper water-based paints, and the one we're going to be talking about today is the TouchGard. Now they do a scuff guard and they do a TouchGard, and they do acrylic mattes, and they do soft, like a soft sheen finish as well at about a 7% sheen level. But today we're talking about the TouchGard, and I like the TouchGard because the TouchGard is one of those paints that is resistant to your finger touching grease, going onto a surface and creating a sticky, soft, water-based paint finish that is really cheesy. Now that process of going cheesy is called emulsification, and it's all to do with the oils in your fingers affecting the stuff that's in water-based paints, and it makes it go soft. But TouchGard is a paint that is actually resistant to that. So if you want to know a little bit more, I'll give a link in the description below to what the website is for Hanford Green, so no problem there. Don't want to go on about this too much, but I have said numerous times, and I've said it to Hanford Green, I've said to other manufacturers, I prefer more of a sheen level. When it comes to your eggshells and satins, I prefer something more of a sheen level. Now, if you remember last year, Hanford Green, we spoke about it, and they manufactured a special little tin for me, and it was a satin 50. That didn't go into production. There was still some tweaking that needed to be done, and Paul at Hanford Green has reached out to me recently and said, Phil, we're still working with it, but we've done your new one to try. So I'm going in cold, never tried it before. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, which is feedback to Hanford Green as well. If this is something you like, more of a sheen level, give them a call and say, come on, put better sheen levels on the list for what people want to buy. Because TouchGard ordinarily is around about that 20% sheen level. I think that's really nice paint, but I prefer to just up the ante, and we're going in today with a TouchGard that's at a 45% sheen level, and you can see it's got my name on it, Beckwith, and it's in white. And what I'm going to be doing is doing it on Delilah. First thing this morning I came and gave a nib down, just the usual. I've got a 180. This is a Sear sanding pad with a sponge on the back, just to give a light abrasion over the door, dusted it all off. It's all nice and clean, and I've gone in with Hanford Green All-Purpose Primer paint, which is a really nice undercoat. Slightly thinner, it's not a thick paint. Opacity, it's not, I'll say it's not the best in opacity, but as an undercoat to work with, do you know what, it's a really nice paint. So I've gone in, gave it an undercoat, and as of biggest majority of Hanford Green paints, they are recoatable in an hour, so that is a big selling point if you've got quick turnaround times. An hour recoat time. It's been a good few hours since I coated that up. It is all nice and dry. This all-purpose primer has got adhesion properties to it as well, so if you are going over oil-based eggshells or oil-based glosses and you give it a key down and a sand down, you can go in with that as your first coat of your new water-based system going forward with the Hanford Green. So it is a good undercoat, and you'll appreciate putting the undercoat on to work over when you come with your finished paints, whether that be the scuff guard, and I think I'm reaching to the back, I've got a scuff guard there. And now this is the new TouchGard, being in 45% sheen level. So, right, without further ado, Hugh Pew Barnaby Grew Cuthbert Dibble and Grub, what we're going to be doing is I've got my paint kettle, I've got the paint in there, I'm working from one side of the tin, and I'm going in with a Maverick X Series brush, which is a very nice brush that you can apply water-based paints with. It's an oval, it's got that ferrule that's all in one piece, and off the top of my head I forgot what the word is when it's all in one piece, but it doesn't matter, does it? And I'm going to be going in, I'm going to give you my first impressions of how it applies. I'll do a little section, and then what I will do is come back, give it a second coat. When it's all dry, we'll do a conclusion, because you want to know what the actual finish is like. I've got no fear on what the actual application will be like to feel, i.e. for me to put it on, because if it's as good as what the last ones that Paul sent me, being on the 50% sheen level, I don't think we'll have any problems getting it on. But if you don't know about painting doors, demoulding first, then come to the centre of the panel, make sure you get all that nicely laid off, take any fatty edges off around the edge, go to the next panel there, work your way around, and then as a traditional textbook painting to keep your wet edges going, you would use the munting rail there, and then you go to the munting rail down at the bottom, and then start coming with your top rail, your mid rail, which is your latch stroke lock rails, finish off on the bottom with your kick rail, and then you've got your stiles on the sides. Now, depending on which way your door opens and closes will depend on which edge of your door you paint possibly first, but we're not too worried about that. We're going to be testing this paint. Right, oh, that feels nice. That feels quite creamy thick, and I'm actually thinking that's a very nice. I'm just getting enough on and just laying it off. That feels lovely straight away. Right, let's try and get this panel done as quick as we can. Yeah, don't worry too much about laying off straight away. Get enough on, but don't overload it, because what you don't want is runs. But I tell you what, that feels very nice. I use quite a bit of Hanford Green as and when I can, depending on the job I'm on. Will depend on whether it warrants Hanford Green or whether it warrants something else. But on the whole, if you've been seeing any of my reels or stuff on TikTok that I've started doing, you will see that I do a tape pull, and I get a crisp, sharp tape pull line when you've got emulsion and skirting boards. Now, how I do that is get the skirtings all prepared, undercoated, 2 coats of the finish, and then when that's dry, I get the tape over it, and once the tape's on, I go over that top edge with just a small brush, and I actually seal that top edge in, and I like to use that. Once that's on and dried, you paint your walls, and then when they're all done, you take your tape off, and you get a crisp line with no paint bleed. Now I'm just laying this off with the tips of the bristles. I've not put any more paint on, and I'm just laying off around the outside. Wipe any excess off your brush, and then just knock off any fatty edge. This is mainly something you do if you're using oil-based paints, because you don't want it pulling and gathering up on you. But do you know what? For the first coat going on, I know it's wet, it looks shiny. Opacity doesn't look bad at all. That being an undercoat over previously a cream, it was a little bit milky, shall I say, but do you know what? We're now bodying up, and I'm quite pleasantly surprised. So what I'm going to do, finish the door, let it dry, come back and get a second coat on, then we'll have a bit of a conflab at the end. So we're looking at what the sheen level's like. Do you like more of a sheen when it comes to the eggshell stroke satins, or do you prefer more of a flatter finish? Please tell me. Also, I find a lot of the water-based paints that are being produced as gloss aren't really a high gloss. Sometimes they're coming in at the 60 to 70% sheen level, which means to me it's a really good satin finish. If we can come in with a 45%, should we be doing 20% to eggshell, 45% to satin, and then your semi-glosses around about that 60 to 75%? Hopefully. Don't know. You tell me. See you in a bit. Okie dokie, I'm back. Now, it's had 1 coat on, left it a good hour and a half to 2 hours. I came back and did a second coat, and it's been another couple of hours. As I said earlier, seconds ago, minutes ago, Hanford Green stuff, your turnaround time's really quick. It's just over an hour and you can be recoating. If it's cold, you're going to probably be extending that a little bit longer. But do you know what? I am really impressed. I came in after that first coat and I looked and I walked in through the studio behind the camera and came round and I thought, what a lovely sheen level that's got. If I say 45%, that's easily what I call a proper satin. Yeah, that's a proper satin finish. I like that. That feels and looks like there's proper life to your paint. A lot of people like a matte finish or like an eggshell finish, but sometimes it looks a little bit dry and people go, oh, I want something with a bit of sheen. That's why they go for a gloss finish or a semi-gloss, because they think it's more hard wearing. It's not necessarily any more hard wearing, but psychologically you think that you can wipe something down if there's more of a surface gloss level that it wipes down easier, and you're not probably far wrong, because if something is actually a matte dry finish, if you've got dirt on a cloth, I think you'll find that it is probably picking up the dirt and smearing into it, but it still can be a durable hard finish. It just depends how it takes in that dirt. Now when we're starting to look at something like this and it's got that 45%, and I'd actually say it's probably, as you could call it, a 50%, a bit like what we had a few couple, well, was it last year we had the satin 50. I'd say this is what I'm looking for. It's applied nicely. It felt like it had got a little bit of body to it. It didn't feel too thin. It didn't feel too round. I'm not round as in feeling too thick. I'm also not seeing, and my first telltale signs are looking around the mouldings. We'd got a bit of a cream colour before and the undercoat hasn't got that body to it. And that's something to probably say to Hanford Green. Is there any chance we can get a little bit more substance to the all-purpose primer stroke undercoat? But where I'm looking around these tops, you can't see it, I can. I'm not seeing any visible signs of grinning. I think that looks very, very passable. Do you know what? If you went round any paints with a magnifying glass, you'd probably find a fault with it. But do you know what? I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing any creeps. I'm not seeing any runs. Certain paints can be a little bit thin and they can creep on you and they don't actually hold in place. I think an element of this is it dries pretty quick. So you've got it holding, I'm going to say holding fire. It's not so much that. It's more of a case where you put it, it stays. You still got to work quick with it. You don't want to mess around with it and you don't want to overload it, because if you're overloading your paint, particularly on moulding edges, it probably will gather up and then start giving a little teardrop. But on the whole, I'm going to say that is really good. The brush, that washed out fine with it being more of a pure acrylic. It is a lot better than some of the hybrids that have got that little bit of an oil element. But do you know what? I'm really, really impressed with that. I'm going to say, those of you that are old enough to remember Sick and Satura BL, which was the Satura water-based version, I think you can still get the Satura oil-based, but BL was knocked on the head years ago by Stroke Crown, and I'm going to say Dulux because they all amalgamated. And Dulux took Sickens off the Crown brand, but Sickens BL, Satura BL, had a lovely, I'd say, a finish to it that felt like a decent sheen of a UPVC satin finish. Do you know what? That was always the benchmark for me to get a nice satin finish, and I'm now looking at this and this is up there. Really impressed, Hanford Green. Thank you very much, Paul. I'm going to say, anybody who's interested in something as a sheen level like this, please give a comment below and actually put satin, put the comment TouchGard 45. If you've watched this till the end and you're interested in TouchGard 45, please comment TouchGard 45. That's how it's spelt. Nothing complicated. Put that in the comments. One, I'll know whether you've watched it, and two, I know whether you're interested in having a sheen level like this. And I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to bring the camera in, and if we can cast across, there you go. Yeah, see what I'm talking about. Look at that sheen level there. That's not dry. That's a lovely finish for satin. So let's say videos are coming up at the side. I said at the beginning, those that give me super thanks, those that are buying me a coffee and those that are hypering me. Thank you very much. Please check me out on all the socials and I will see you on the next video. But so far, very impressed with that.